males began in the 1970s. You understand me? Most of our children are raised by a single mother right now. And it has been that way for about 50 years. So when a sister says, I don't need a man, because she couldn't find one strong enough to hold her down. Or when you meet a woman and you say, sister, I'm strong enough to be your man. You ain't got to work or you ain't got to pay the bills or whatever. Pull back. I got you. And she can't do it because all the other men before you who disappointed her. So what I'm saying is, black men, we got to be patient with our women because we created that personality.
Mashawn.
All right, I'm not at home, so I don't have no microphone. I'm on my computer. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you sound good.
Thank you.
So I guess black men created 75% of our women to be abducted, pimped out.
Yes. That's exactly what happened, child. You already know. Listen. You know I'm not a pro-black. Shout out to those that are. I ain't got time for the foolishness. It's all this blame. No responsibility. And yes, women do bear most of the responsibility because we make the decision on who we have sex with. If we're going to sit up here and have sex with bums and come up with bum situations, that's on us for choosing bums. We can't be going around dealing with people with pretty hair and bow legs and then turn around and talk about, oh my God, I can't believe he did this to me. He ain't have shit to begin with. Sorry. Let me recognize I'm not at home. Apologies.
Yeah.
Sorry. Let me just recognize I'm not on my own platform.
No, I cuss over here. I don't care.
Okay. But I'm just saying, like, listen. Outside of grape and essay, women choose who they have sex with, who they have kids with. And we don't have this high single mother rate just because it just came out of nowhere. Women have sex with the same daggone men, have babies over and over and over again. And then we have people talking about marriage don't guarantee nothing. Hell, we ain't even trying to do it. Let me rephrase. Y'all ain't even trying to do it. I mean, I'm just saying, it's not that hard. All these women out here having a hard, I can't find a man. Well, when you're doing low-hanging fruit, I bet you can't find a decent man. How does Future have as many kids as he does? He a jackass. That's a given. But women still going over there effing him. Nick Cannon, how he got all this? Huh? Yeah, exactly. That's high level. That's high level of what's going on down here. We watch it with Kendra G all the time.
What was that super troll that was on Kendra G and on Lead Attorney, the guy who had all them doggone kids?
Yeah, House of Hypocrites.
Yeah, House of Hypocrites. And you know what? There are ladies watching him on these platforms. Tell him, I don't want no kids. I just want to shoot the club up. And they're out. A lot of our women got this mindset that it'll never be me.
Exactly.
Special. It'll never be me.
Exactly. We see it in the interviews. All those people that do these street interviews. Come on now. TikTok tells it all. Twitter tells it all. They out here saying this foolish stuff. Do you want to get married if he tells you that you can't do something 50% of the time? Or do you want to mess with a married man where you could get everything you want 100% of the time? I got all the videos. Married man. They just had it on Angela Yee's show. I just had a baby with my husband's cousin. Oh, are you going to stay with your husband? Yeah, I'm going to stay with him and I'm going to keep messing with his cousin. Come on. All this foolishness. And I guess it's because of pimps. Like, come on, stop. Come on.
I don't understand how Dr. Umar, and this is the question I sent him that I wanted to talk about, and that's probably why I got ghosted today. I want to know why in the world, how am I responsible for the men that littered our so-called community with all of these fatherless children? And they're not fatherless, by the way. They're just absent in the wind. How am I responsible for that? How did I create that?
If you don't have any kids, then you didn't create it. You're not responsible for it. Dr. Umar is full of sugar, honey, iced tea because he always want to queen everybody up. First of all, don't call me that. I ain't no damn queen. I ain't got time for that foolishness. Grown-ass woman that's responsible for my grown-ass life and the choices that I make as a grown-ass woman. And until women decide to say that, yes, listen, I say all the time to all y'all, send me the video where there's a woman that's saying that I made a mistake. I'm taking accountability and responsibility. Y'all ain't sent me sugar, honey, iced tea yet. Nada. It's always somebody else's fault. Women can't accept responsibility, accountability for nothing. Very good at blaming everybody for everything. You are a grown-ass woman. I'm tired of white supremacy, discrimination, and racism. Stop it. Jill Scott with her Negro spiritual. Stop it. It's 23. You telling me that everything is because of somebody else and white people? Goodbye. All that is foolishness, and I'm tired of it.
I mean, come on. Yeah. And Dr. Umar, what makes Dr. Umar, and he's a conundrum because because on one end, the man has an excellent analysis of our problems. Then he goes on a platform and says, well, Black men, you're responsible for all of the single mothers out here. And when the fact of the matter is only about 20% of Black men are out here making all of these kids. 54% of Black men do not have any. How the hell are Black men responsible for stuff that we're not doing? I don't get it.
Because he's pandering. And when people talk about pandering, he's a panderer. Why is he not talking about the fresh and fit? He should be the first person talking about it. What Nick Fuentes is a white nationalist. Why ain't he talking about it? He should have been the first person talking about it. Crickets, because he would have to talk negatively about Black women. And I'm a Black woman. I don't give a damn. I'm gonna talk about it, okay? They was wrong. They full of sugar honey iced tea. Take that apology and shove it. And they still gonna go on that daggone show, even though Fresh and Fit don't give a damn about Black women, don't care about Black women, wouldn't save a Black woman from a burning building, but they still go on there because why? Gotta be seen, gotta be heard, gotta get my clicks, likes, and views, gotta be on whatever you want to call it, TV. I don't know what you want to call it, because that's all that matters is what they want. Because you already know. You're not gonna tell me. All right.
Right. And we can't get along for nothing. Look, a few weeks ago, Michonne, I had a group of ladies over for a little powwow about issues, right? And so I asked this, it was 6 ladies, and 2 of them were married, and which is so frustrating because our married Black women will also participate in the fuckery too. But I asked them, I said, listen, if the way you think, the decisions you make, your behaviors, your approach, if you are right and you got the game and going with it, why isn't any other group of women trying to take that from you? They take your style, they take your dress, they're taking your shape, they're trying to take your skin color, they're trying to take what they think is the essence of you, but they won't take your decision making, your behaviors.
Not at all. Remember that video when the college girls, the white girls graduated, all the Black women had a fit when they graduated college? And they had their ring, had a fit. Well, y'all could do the same thing. Especially all these educated Black women. We got the most educated. That's the dumbest I've ever seen. I'm sorry. These decisions are dumb. These decisions are dumb. I got an ABC, a PhD, and an MBA, and an MBC, and I'm an idiot at the end of the day.
At the end of the day. Yeah, and they want us to take responsibility for these buster bum men. They want us to somehow to take responsibility for what they do, how they behave, and the fact that they're out here littering the world with these 14. Look, I'm in St. Louis, got 14-year-olds at 2:00 in the morning in downtown St. Louis walking up and down the streets with assault rifles. I'm supposed to take responsibility for that.
You already know. I know.
And I ain't had no.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
And I had no part in creating that or mentoring that. And this also, I'm kind of a little bit off track, this whole concept of finding a father figure. Like Black men are just interchangeable, replaceable parts. Any old chocolate brother will do.
Any chocolate brother will do, child. Any chocolate brother will do.
I tell people all the time, I didn't meet my father till I was 30, Michonne.
Mm-hmm.
Till I was 30. I had quote unquote father figures, but I didn't understand why I did what I did, or why I behaved the way I behaved, or why I stood the way I stood, or why anything. I didn't understand any of that stuff until the day I met him. And from 30 to 45, that has been the most profound impact on my life, knowing this man. Now, we will never have like the traditional father-son relationship, right. But I'm proud. He's a hell of a guy. He raised He has 7 children with his wife, and all of those, and they're all girls. And I tell my sisters all the time, you guys have no idea what you have in your home, what you had.
Right.
You have no idea. You have no idea.
I'm
You
just
have no
confused.
idea.
Go ahead,
And so, just the thought that we're just a father is just replaceable
or not needed just because
or not needed.
just because some woman thinks she's a man. Because, like I always say, women just want to be men so badly, but you're not, and you need a freaking father in the home. I needed my husband in the home for my children. They need to see a man. He also needs to be there for when we get into it, and to be the helpmate and to help me when I need it, and vice versa. But that's just foreign language, as far as I can tell, from most of these women.
I asked the ladies, when your 8-year-old, 10-year-old son gets 15, 16, and he got his man strength and he decides that he wants to take over the house, what the hell are you going to do about it? What can you do about it?
I got a video of that. I'm sure you've seen it. Exactly. Nothing.
Nothing. The average woman can't do nothing with a 15, 16-year-old boy who then came into it. Once that testosterone hit, his nuts drop, his voice change, Peach was coming, and he starts lifting refrigerators for fun, you're through.
Exactly.
You are at his mercy. And the only thing to offset that is the man in the house.
Exactly. But you need to have it before he turns that way. Yep. Exactly. You can't call him later on and be like, oh, come get him. No, it's too late now. He's not going to listen to anyone.
There are some women. My grandmother raised me, and the woman did not play. However, there were also some negative things that got instilled in me because she was simply a woman. My eagerness to argue and fight is strong. I have to restrain myself because I think that's how I tell people all the time, I warn people, Michelle. I tell them when I see people trying to engage in conflict with me, I tell them, me being rational is me working. My first language is chaos and destruction. I know it instantly. Because that's how I was raised by a woman. That's how my grandmother would go from 0 to 10 about the most random bullshit I could ever see in my life. When she had a conflict with a man or woman, she was ready to burn the whole damn town down. That's my initial first reaction to everything. Me being measured or being thoughtful or thinking things through, that's me having to work at it. And I had to learn that because I wasn't raised with it.
Excuse me. I listen, I know they don't want to admit it. Women are emotional. I'm a woman, I know. And what you're saying, I can relate to, because I do the same thing, and I got to be controlled with it myself. But I'm mindful of it. You know what I mean? Like if I know I can't do it at work, then I know I can't do it at home, even though I do be doing it at work. I ain't even gonna front. But then I get in trouble for it, okay? But I understand that. So all of these women that just be acting like they're not emotional, that's half of the damn problem. Men and women aren't the same, regardless of how people in the mainstream want to make it seem like we're all the same and we're all equal. We're not. We're not the same. I'm not a man. I don't care what anyone has to say. I recognize and understand that I'm still, even my age, emotional about many things. Okay. But I got to be in control of me. The problem is that women ain't in control of themselves, and they think they can do and say whatever they want. And then when them consequences come, because we all got consequences, then it's somebody else's fault. Nah, biatch, you ran your mouth. That's on you. Shout out to the hot dog stand in Chicago. Yeah. I'm not blaming that woman. I'm not blaming that woman at all. Okay. Not to get into that story, but why are you arguing with a stranger? Oh, because it's you not going to tell me. Ain't no way I'm arguing with a strange man anywhere, nowhere, no how, for any reason. I'm not doing it. I'm going to shut the F up, and I'm going to take my ass on out of there because I got to go home.
Right.
I don't have to be right. I don't care. I don't know you. Just like what half of the people on YouTube. Y'all can run off at the mouth all you want to. I'm going to cut this off. I'm going to still go over here with my family. All right. I ain't got time for y'all foolishness. It's crazy.
It is crazy. And, the only thing about Dr. Umar's perspective is the responsibility part. Men are responsible for what happens, but we're not responsible for other people's decisions.
Correct.
And we're not responsible for cleaning it up. And then here's the thing. Our women don't want to be told what to do. But in order to let's just say the TJs of the world says, you know what? We're going to band together and we're going to fix this shit. How do we corral the women who wants to fight us over it? They'll fight us over
it. You're absolutely right.
They'll fight us over fixing it because we're going to fix it. We're going to fix it right the first time, and we're going to fix it permanently. We ain't going to put no duct tape on it, you know? But that's going to require the woman to, to fall back and let us fix this. I marry a woman with a child or two, a young man or woman, and the guy, let's say he's 8 or 9 years old and he's a little out of control. I need full control. I can right the ship, but you're not going to like how I do it. And you need to be okay with that if you want a productive young man that comes out of that.
I just feel like most women is just not going to do that. I'm not going to say, I would never say all, but I'm just saying most are not going to allow that to happen.
Okay. Michonne, I appreciate you coming up. I'm going to wrap up with my 2 guests.
Thanks for having me.
Get up on her. No, I'm honored that you came. I appreciate this. But this conversation, it's frustrating because it's like we can see what we need to do, but there's people in the way of that won't get out the way.
Correct.
And there's no set. The solution isn't complex or hard. It isn't. I know our ladies, and the lady that was on Michonne, full disclosure, she's a sweet woman. I mean, she has her way of looking at things like this. But if we can't get some consensus on just the responsibility of a decision making, good Lord.
I hear you. I agree.
No one is responsible for the choices that I made. Now, are there outside influences? Yes. And like I said earlier today, I said it'd be one thing if our women would fall into the situation. They got a poor judge of a character, a guy the first time, but too many of our women, they do it over and over and over. That's not something I can feel sorry for anymore.
I don't.
Right.
I had to live with my choices. They got to live with theirs. I acknowledge it, but they don't want to, so that's fine. So we will continue on this same old insanity train.
Yeah, that's until we figure something else out. And there is no community. There's no community. There's no family. We're just sitting here. We're just a bunch of individuals. And let me tell you something. And who's winning with us being a bunch of individuals? Big corporations.
Everyone else, absolutely.
They're getting rich off of us being separated and arguing with one another and not willing to submit or compromise or come to listen. I said earlier, historically, Black women and Black men in the home historically has always worked side by side because we had to. Our women did not have the luxury of just sitting around and just raising the children and keeping the homes. They had to provide economically as well. So this whole bullshit that our women ever felt that they were impressed or didn't have a say or were being held under their men's thumb is a bunch of bullshit. That's not what happened.
Yeah.
Our women got duped.
My mother is one of them, for sure, for sure. That's probably why she don't particularly, we don't have the best relationship because I decided to get married. And it probably went against her feminism type stuff, which I didn't even realize until I came up, on YouTube. That's what it was, because I took a more traditional role for life. And I'm pretty sure she don't appreciate that. But, listen, I cut people off. I ain't got a problem with it. Don't do well for me and mine. You got to go. See ya.
Gotta go.
All right.
RBN.
Appreciate you.
Thank you. No, I appreciate you. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
All right.